Rolling.
Okay, scene V, 3 jalapeno, take 1. We went to the Galapagos Islands to try to capture evolution in action.
Welcome to the Galapagos, a small archipelago located 600 nautical miles off the coast of Ecuador.
The Galapagos Islands are one of the most important biodiversity hotspots in the world, and also the Galapagos Islands are one of the places where you can really show people evolution in action.
We went there to try to follow in Charles Darwin's footsteps and to try to capture some of the unique species that he observed and collect footage to bring back for a documentary that we're making on evolution.
Darwin landed there, but in the days he came here, there were no staircases. It was just rocks.
We're interested in finding the best way to teach the general public about evolution, and we want to do so using documentary filmmaking. Most science documentaries, if not all science documentaries, are extremely traditional. And one thing that we're curious about is if you bring the audience into the scene somehow, could you actually teach science more effectively?
The tortoises that are placed behind me are all from Sierra Negra volcano.
What we want to do is we want to create several different versions of each clip. We want to vary the species that we're focusing on, so it might make a difference to how people view our films if they're focusing on sea lions or finches or giant tortoises. And we also want to create films that have a number of different kinds of styles.
One of the things I do for the Weisbergs is I watch all of the footage that they gathered from the Galapagos Islands, and I choose what footage is good or bad to include in our documentaries.
Right. The line, when we take the time to look carefully, we can see that every animal is a little bit different.
So we have walked all the Galapagos, but when we take the time to see carefully, we'll find that all the animals are different. I don't like that.
Try it again.
We are testing 3 different film styles, so documentary, traditional documentary style, verite style, and also a making of style.
When we take the time to look carefully, we'll see that all the animals are different.
We're going to actually try to determine which ones are more effective by actually designing an experiment. So we will have a sort of pre-test and a post-test, and we'll actually see, can people learn from different kinds of cinematic styles.
Welcome to the Galapagos. I am Ernesto Vaca, your naturalist guide.
One of the main things that we've found out so far, and one of the reasons why we're doing this documentary project, is because the people who we have interviewed so far seem to have very, very little understanding of evolution.
My role in working with the Weisbergs has been primarily developing interviews and directing a team of undergraduates doing interviews in the local population about the nature of science and in particular evolution and the origin of species. Most people have no idea what evolution is. A lot of people said evolution is progress, including technological progress, and others who had some idea, the some idea wound up being some cell got up out of a swamp and eventually started walking around as a man. And there's no explanatory power in that, so we're hoping to, in these documentaries, be able to give people some more tools to understand the explanatory power of evolution.
I think that a scientifically informed citizenry is a better citizenry. As we move in the 21st century, so many questions that we confront are complex ones that actually involve scientific issues. And also, I'm a philosopher of science. I work on scientific methodology, and we really think that teaching people not just about the content of science, but how it works, is really an important part of helping them make good decisions.
We know quite a lot from psychology about how people learn and how they respond to different ways that information is presented, and we can use that to make our documentaries as effective as possible to make sure that we're conveying the information in a way that will teach people as best we can.
Cut! Big hugs, everybody!